each other up. People, they're like bringing each other in on the, just trying to keep each other alive. Ow, 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 ow. It's
time at Astroworld, it was totally different. It was just like a concert from hell.
I was literally praying and I was like, please get me out of here. Like, this is not how I want to go, please.
I tried to turn my head to tell my boyfriend. I couldn't turn my head, but I tried to tell him I really was going to have him tell my son that I loved him, because I honestly did not think I was going to make it out of there. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I straight up thought I was going to die.
We do have a report of a security officer. He was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
We ended up hearing like stop the show from a group of people. I couldn't tell why they wanted to stop the show, but then that's when I saw a big circle open and I couldn't see who was on the floor, but they said he's not breathing, someone knows CPR, like we need to but the show kept going. Like they were really trying to stop it, but they couldn't.
Had a whole section screaming help, help, and nobody was doing nothing. They, like I said, for whatever reason, they didn't want to help. And I don't know if it was because they were streaming live or whatever the case was, but there was passed out bodies just being held up because it was so compact, and like the deaths there were deaths right in front of us, and they weren't helping at all.
Not looking good, y'all. Y'all know they suing him, right? It's a lot of people about to sue him, but look at the album cover. Look at the album cover. He got kids on the album cover inviting him to the playground. Oh my goodness. A lot of people are speaking out. Check this witness. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to this channel.
The friends we spoke to tonight say within Travis Scott's first song that he performed, they realized they needed to get out. They needed to leave the Astroworld Festival. They say for as many people as wanted to get out of this packed, tight crowd, even more wanted to push their way to the front of the stage and get as close as they possibly could. This evening, they recalled for us the vivid looks of terror on so many faces. The friends tell us they consider themselves survivors.
They ruined Astro Fest or Astroworld Fest. The first time it was something like, you go and you just have nothing but fun time, like fun stories to tell. And this time you barely make it out alive.
In the photo, 19-year-old Kaya Reedus and 20-year-old Zachary Scott took prior to Astroworld yesterday. They're smiling. Today, the friends were very subdued, traumatized, as they said.
This time at Astroworld, it was totally different. It was just like a concert from hell.
I was literally praying and I was like, please get me out of here. Like, this is not how I want to go, please.
Reedus and Scott were rescued by strangers. They tried to get help for other people who were passed out, being stepped on, but the show continued. Scott lost a lot of respect for the musician who he was a big fan of prior to last night.
And people are blaming it on they're saying, oh, well, these people are all on drugs. I was stone cold sober the whole time and I could not get out of there.
That's not how a concert should be. You shouldn't have to be oh, okay, I have to fight either life or death to get out of this. And you might see a few dead bodies, but that's just a part of the experience.
After that, we got into the pits, the mosh pits, trying to get, deeper in, and it got hectic. It got very hectic, We seen people on the ground, pretty much getting trampled. We tried leaving, but we couldn't leave. People were just pushing and pushing. People were going crazy for Travis Scott. I was too, but you know what I'm saying? I was trying to make sure everyone around me was safe, especially my boy Chris, But after that, it just got worse and worse, man. Worse and worse, pushing deeper. People could not get out, and people couldn't get in, you couldn't get out. So everyone was so compressed that it was sad. It was actually sad. It was sad to see, man. It was bad.
VIP area. It's easy to get sealed in. You think you're going up to the front, hey, and oh, yeah, we're going up, we're getting closer. You are, but you're getting trapped. And once you're in there, you can't, it's almost impossible for you to get each other up. People, they're bringing each other in on the, just trying to keep each other alive. Ow, 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 ow. It's really hard because I've been following Travis's fans for a really long time. They're good kids. To see something that was so happy, I spoke with so many people that were just so happy there. You know, it just turned really bad.
We do have a report of a security officer. He was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan.
Got into the stage that Travis Scott was performing about like 6:30. So like 3 hours before he was supposed to perform, because we wanted a good spot. And as time went on, it just kept getting more crowded and more crowded and more crowded. But then he started a countdown about 30 minutes before he performed. He started a timer on the big screen, and all of a sudden, people just compressed up against each other and were pushing forward and backward. And as the timer got closer to coming down to 0, it got worse and worse. And I looked at my boyfriend Sam, and I told him, I was like, we have to get out of here, because I just felt, you know, I was having constant pressure on my chest, constant pressure on my back. From the side, I was being squeezed. I tried to lift up my arms to make more room for myself. It wasn't working. So right when he started performing his first song, I looked at my boyfriend. I said, we have to get out of here. He said, I can't. We can't. We couldn't. And then I just remember looking up and passing out. And then I was in and out for a little while. I didn't see anything, but I could kind of feel what was going on. Someone pulled me over a fence, and I was sat in a chair. And then I passed out again, and when I woke up, I was in a different area in a chair with a water bottle in my lap. I was very anxious. I could feel, you know, myself losing the ability to breathe. It was really hard with the amount of people around me. I remember feeling, right before I passed out, I tried to turn my head to tell my boyfriend. I couldn't turn my head, but I tried to tell him I really was gonna have him tell my son that I loved him, because I honestly did not think I was gonna make it out of there. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I straight up thought I was gonna die.
We started getting pushed to the front. So then when we got pushed to the front, that's when, you know, we're all having a good time. Like, we're just there having a good time. And then that's when on the back right side of us, we ended up hearing like, stop the show from a group of people. I couldn't tell why they wanted to stop the show, but then that's when I saw a big circle open, and I couldn't see who was on the floor, but they said, he's not breathing, someone knows CPR, like, we need to, but the show kept going. Like, they were really trying to stop it, but they couldn't.
You realized something was wrong.
Honestly, I started realizing it when when SZA's concert was over with, everybody started heading towards our stage. And as soon as the music started jumping, that's when everybody just started pushing in, and everybody was just so squeezing into us, we couldn't even move. We were like this the whole time. You literally, when you would move, you couldn't move, like I mentioned, and you just really felt like a frozen. You were just frozen. You just stood there.
And Joe, what did you see? You know, what did you do? What did you see happening around you? And where exactly were y'all in the crowd as compared to the stage?
As far as the stage, we were at the very front. Not the very front, but we held the rail. And like he said, as soon as the concert started, the concert goers, they just pushed. And from what we seen, we actually experienced, we couldn't breathe. And we had security at the rail, and for whatever reason, they were not helping us at all. They were uncooperative. They didn't want to pull nobody out.
Did you say something to security? Did you say, I'm being squeezed, people are pushing, what's going on, I need help? Did you say something to security at that point, Joe?
Had a whole section screaming help, help, and nobody was doing nothing. They, like I said, for whatever reason, they didn't want to help. And I don't know if it was because they were streaming live or whatever the case was, but there was passed out bodies just being held up because it was so compact, and like the deaths there were deaths right in front of us, and they weren't helping at all.
I'm sorry, did you say what was in front of you?
Like dead bodies in front of us.
Timothy, I mean, that is just so horrible. Timothy, did Travis Scott stop performing as soon as people started running and crushing the stage?
Yes, he did stop at a point. He made sure the car was okay and everything. But then after that, he just started going back at it. And then more unconscious bodies happened, and we were just trying to fight for our way out. That was honestly it. It was tragic. It was unexpected. It was scary, frightening. fighting experience.
Everybody's opening up mosh pits. We're having a good time. But there's a lot of people that are very selfish. There's people that I saw a pit that was being held together by people, but because in the pit was people that fell. So they were standing together to help the people get up. And I witnessed somebody unconscious struggling to get out. Like their friends were trying to get him out, and just people weren't caring enough to like make a path. So as I'm a 400-pound guy, so I jump in because that's just my instinct, and I just make a path for him. And on my way back to the middle, I meet a girl that's hyperventilating. So instead, like, you know, I couldn't tell her, hey, calm down. I immediately just grab her, and I'm rushing back. And, you know, closer to the VIP section, that's when EMS was doing what they were doing with those visuals.
It's a struggle because it's not you and a clear path. It's you and then the person next to you wanting to have fun.
Yeah.
The person across from wanting to fight
It's
some
a lot of
random person. And it's everybody for themselves, where if I see that you're saying, oh, I want to leave, I'm having a panic attack.
Yeah.
I'm saying, back up.
People wait for you to have this look of concern to do something. Right. When you should just take their word seriously. You know? Like, not for nothing. Like, it is a fun event, but there's just people that careless people that just come and ruin it.
It's like this.
You know?
Well, in the front, there was definitely a lot of jumping. If you didn't jump, you were going to fall. And you would get trampled on, definitely.
So the crowd's pushing
Yeah, the
towards
crowd's
you guys?
pushing back and forth. Like, you needed to, if you were even a little bit tired, you were going to fall. It was just too insane.
And so you tried to get your buddy.
Yeah, so my buddy was there. He was already passing out. I saw him. I noticed him on someone's back. And then right away, he said that he wanted to go, and I just helped him out right away.
Was he passing out from people crushing him forward?
He just looked very tired. I think it was from people, because there was too much pressure. You barely had like breathing space.
At these festivals, when you're up there, they have hydration stations.
Yeah.
Where you fill up your Camelback. But when you're up there for hours and you run out of water, that walk back is